all I knew was I was directing a mega pirate zombie. And that's really what it was, and it was surreal.
You can never have too much slime.
I was raised on monster movies. I mean, the first movies I saw were the original King Kong and Godzilla movies from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. And movies like War of the Gargantuas, which is another Toho movie with these two kind of jolly green giant guys. And I wanted to do something that reminded me of a lot of the old monster movies that I saw when I was a kid growing up. For whatever reason, it doesn't matter what I end up doing, I always come back to monster movies.
Now that's something you don't see every day.
I recently came off an all CGI effects movie where all of the effects were being done in the computer. So almost in response to this experience of spending a year trying to get something right via CGI, I was like, let's make something that is entirely physical so I can direct the monster and I can physically place the miniatures like props. So then the trick is, well, how do you go about doing that? Because nobody does this anymore. So you actually have to find people who want to build this stuff, who can build this stuff for a budget. And fortunately, we found this guy, Jesse Clarkson, who loved the same kinds of movies that I loved and said, yeah, I'll build a miniature town and I'll build miniature cars and miniature people and him and his guys will create all this stuff. And then we had to go about and find somebody who could actually create this monster, this monster that I would be able to direct on set. So, the way I began was thinking about, what kind of monster do I want to see? And in my mind, I wanted it to be a humanoid creature. And I think War of the Gargantuas, which is essentially, again, atomic mutated jolly green giant guys, was in my mind. That and the Amazing Colossal Man and its sequel, War of the Colossal Beast, where he's kind of a mutated, but still a man. I figured that for some reason, I liked that idea. And actually, I had thought about, after I had done this film, Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus, I was thinking for a while, could I do something even wackier than that? And the idea of a mega zombie came to me. And I actually worked up myself a sketch, Photoshop, mega zombie. And I was thinking of actually doing that. So the mega zombie was there somewhere in the background. And that sort of became a mega pirate zombie. And I don't know why the pirate thing came to mind. I think I had an original model kit, a pirate model kit from the original Pirates of the Caribbean ride before there was a movie. There was like a glow-in-the-dark thing that I had built when I was a kid, and that must have been back there. And I had this image of a creature with no nose, with the nose lopped off, and that I'm pretty sure had come from a Dick Smith makeup from this movie from '77 called The Sentinel, where this old zombie guy gets his nose sliced off by his daughter. And I started to talk to people about this concept. And then when we finally hired Dean Jones at American Makeup Effects, the real drawings, the real polished sort of drawings started to come in. How many barnacles was he going to have? This is a guy that lived under the sea for however many years, and so he was mutated, and he had starfish, and he had, this lobster claw, and the shark that comes out of his eye, and finally this full-blown 5-hour makeup job, which is what it took to apply to the actor, was created, and it really is just beautiful. So the first day we were shooting, by the time it came for me to shoot the monster, he had already been in makeup for hours. And while I was shooting other stuff, he was being made up. So he came to set, and I just knew the guy as the mega pirate zombie. And I was directing him, not really knowing who the actual actor was underneath. And in a way, that was kind of good, because all I knew was I was directing a mega pirate zombie. And that's really what it was. And it was surreal, because I'd be standing there saying, okay, mega pirate zombie, this is what you got to do. You're gonna come in, and you're gonna race up this way, and you're gonna draw your sword, and you're gonna roar. And we had these discussions about, like, who is this guy? Like, who is the mega pirate zombie? Like any actor, like, what does he want? Well, he wants to kill everybody, but his motivation is fairly limited. But what we talked about was, this is a guy who is pure rage. Like, that was the thing. It's like the guy is never not furious, and that's what I wanted him to bring to everything this creature did. He never, there's a couple of moments, 3 moments in the whole thing where he has a moment of pause. you know, where the bikini women jump into this kung fu thing, and he's momentarily like, huh? But essentially that, and maybe one other time he, you know, takes a beat. But otherwise, he's just he's tear-assing the whole time. And there are certain gestures that I guess were in the back of my head. I remember in Predator, there's a gesture that the Predator makes when he's particularly defiant, and that found its way into the piece. The thing with most monster movies is it's all about the monsters. I mean, nobody tunes in to see Godzilla to see the acting, or any of those movies. I mean, if the movie is The Amazing Colossal Man, you want to see The Amazing Colossal Man do his business. You don't really care about the intricacies of the relationship or anything like that. So I said, why don't we take some of the things that you'd ordinarily find in a comedy drama about 20-somethings and merge that with the monster genre of the 50s, 60s, and 70s. And maybe that's kind of a weird hybrid, but that's what I was thinking. If I could do something about a kid who just wanted to get the hell out of the town he lived in because he was bored and nothing ever happened, because I could relate to that. I mean, anybody who's ever wanted to go out and see the world and do something is never satisfied with where they are.
Hate this town, hate my life.
Hate me?
Come on, man, you're my best friend.
So take a character like that, add the idea that his best friend doesn't want him to go, that his girlfriend has broken up with him, and take these kind of archetypal sort of character situations and put them in a monster movie. And I don't know, that was really where the idea came from. Can I blend a sort of 80s romantic comedy with a 50s, 60s monster movie and make that interesting?
So we're cursed.
In a word, yes.
I think that because we have a very small budget, and because I want these sort of epic things to be taking place, that the only way to do it really is to use a technique that is old and funky, because that way you can have the spectacle and the audience doesn't say, oh, that's fake. See, it's already fake. So there's no sort of calling it like, it looks fake. That's not gonna happen. It's fake from go. But it's fake with everybody committing to it as if it's real. And where the comedy comes from is from the fact that we're playing it straight. The comedy comes from the techniques, basically the anachronistic effects techniques that were being employed.